What's the good and the bad and the ugly about the new real estate rules that have been enacted on August 17th for buyers? First of all, to understand what has changed, and actually the good, is there's full transparency on how much a buyer's broker is going to get paid. It was sort of not known by buyers before because the seller listing broker had pre-negotiated what they would get paid. It wasn't publicized, and the buyer broker just got paid whatever that was. So no one really knew except the seller and the brokers. And so now buyers know. This is a perfect opportunity for buyers to really be careful on who they choose and who they hire and make sure they're getting the services they expect. But for that, you pre-negotiate your commission. There used to be one commission split in half, X% to the listing broker, X% to the buyer's broker. That has gone away. The seller is only paying the listing broker now. So this commission is being negotiated between the buyer and the buyer's broker. But here's what's important to know as a buyer. You don't want to write a check if you don't have the cash. You got limited down payment saved. You finally saved enough to buy a home, and now they're throwing this at you, and you got to pay more out with your closing costs and cover buyer's brokers. You don't have to if you don't want to, because you can negotiate it still in the purchase price. All you need to do is ask your broker to have the seller pay them, and that solves the problem. You just need to offer enough in the price that allows the seller to do that. Some sellers are already thinking, I do want to pay a buyer's broker. I'm okay with it. I just want as many buyers coming over to my house. I want everyone to come by and see my beautiful home, and I'm happy to pay them if they give me a good price. If you don't give them a good price, they may not want to pay that broker. So just keep that in mind. Not much really has changed. It's just semantics as far as I'm concerned. You decide how much you want to pay for the house. Hopefully the seller accepts it, and you can get the seller to pay the commission if you want to as a buyer. You can pay the buyer broker yourself. And why would you do that? Why would you write a check to the broker as opposed to having the seller pay? The biggest reason is it potentially could reduce your property tax, because you're only buying the house at this price. It's called $1 million. You're paying your buyer's broker whatever percent you agreed upon. That's not a part of the purchase price. Therefore, when you get assessed by the tax assessor, they're only charging you for the purchase price of the home. So there can be some savings there with this new process. But if it's cash that you need and you don't want to come up with it, you just put it in your offer price. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense of what's happening out there.